Hello everyone, I'm ImKibitz and welcome back to Satisfactory, where we've worked for weeks on building the ultimate nuclear power plant. And last time we gave it a quick test run to see, what would break, and turns out, not everything. And now we want plutonium fuel rods. The last big thing we did was make encased plutonium cells, and we just have to mix that with pressure conversion cubes. Then we have the plutonium fuel rods, and that'll allow us to start up the reactors, sink the plutonium if we wish, and have infinite power pretty much. Or at least allow us to start moving on and making some of the crazy endgame products. So the big goal today is pressure conversion cubes. Spoiler alert, we are not completing the pressure conversion cubes today. We will be working our way to getting them done at least though. They are one of the most complicated items in the entire game. When it comes to chill, these cubes have none. This is gonna be a huge project, and there is not enough room actually at our plant here to automate these pressure conversion cubes. So we are going back to the other side of the world, to our main base, which from the very beginning was designed to make these cubes. Am I dead? How did I not die? Anyway, yes, that is why this place is so big. And what's even better is we've actually already done a lot of the complicated parts of this project. Like, there's still a lot of machines to build, but all of the aluminum and all of the rubar is all done. So the products that remain is just a ton of copper, a little bit of silica, some quartz to process, and just like the basics. So this won't take us forever. FYI, I'm using a program called Satisfactory Modeler here. It's free on Steam and is super helpful. Highly recommend it. But you know me, there's always a little bit of good news, then there's a little bit of bad news. The good news was that, yeah, a lot of this stuff is already good to go, except for the fact that a lot of it doesn't work. Yeah, the aluminum system has been broken for a very long time. We went and collected all of the bauxite in the world, so we should be making like 10,000 aluminum ingots per minute, but that's not 10,000 aluminum ingots per minute. But at least all the rubber stuff is working, so yippee! But aluminum fix, what's the problem? Well, I already kind of know what's going on. So when we're setting up all of the aluminum stuff, what I did was I made blueprints, of course. So we have a blueprint here, and we make the alumina solution by mixing bauxite with water with a sloppy alumina recipe. Then, when these three blueprints are put together, we have the alumina solution go into these pipes that lead into electrode aluminum scrap recipe, which combines the solution with petroleum coke to make the scrap and some byproduct water. And the problem is, this byproduct water is not getting used fast enough. Because if you don't clear out the byproduct, then the main product that you want can't be produced. And that byproduct water is being used going over this way and then sent into the beginning of the system. But because we can't make the scrap, the solution here isn't being used, meaning the water isn't being used, meaning the byproduct isn't getting used, and the whole system just collapses. It's like, sure, we can flush the pipe and the system works for a little bit again, but it keeps on crashing. And to try to help with that, I do have another pump that goes over this way, and it brings some excess water to be made into concrete. And the concrete can just be sent off into an awesome sink. But even with that, things aren't always working. What the frick? So to fix everything, we're gonna have to do a ton of pipe shenanigans. Fluids in this game have a lot of weird hidden features. Like, for example, did you know that pipeline junctions actually have priority inputs? Neither did I. The pipe junctions do have priority if they are in this vertical position. Whereas if they're just flat on the ground, all sides are equally merged. So that's gonna be the first fix attempt then. We'll have all of these vertical merging pipes so that the input water from here is sent to the lowest priority input, and then our byproduct water, which we need to get rid of for the whole system to run, will go into the priority input. And then once the pipes are combined, we'll send that into the system, and it should all totally work fine. So after making that fix to literally every system in the base, it almost worked. Almost being the key word. You see, what ended up happening still was at some point, there would be some weird hiccup in the system. This would back up for one moment, and then once you get a little bit of a backup, the whole system freezes. So I was pretty discouraged by that. I even considered just using the wet concrete recipe for everything. But if we wanted to do that, we need to get rid of 10,000 water, which means we need 12,000 limestone. And considering all of the heavy modular frames we're about to have to make, I don't think so. Luckily, there was one final solution that was mentioned. I did most of this on a Twitch live stream, and people in chat were helping with the pipes, and then they mentioned to add in a fluid buffer. And this fixed everything. So if there's ever an instant if the pipe fills up, the fluid buffer buffers out the problem. And now everything works great. Well, some systems don't work perfectly because we don't have the Mark 6 belts for the pure bauxite nodes, but that's okay. Everything else worked. And with the aluminum and the rubar complete, what do we want to do next? Well, we need to start collecting up the raw resources. We need a lot of them. Specifically, a lot of limestone. Probably just gonna use like the normal concrete recipe. We need iron and steel pipes out the wazoo, wire, essentially a lot of the basics. And oh geez, look at where we are on the map. We just happen to be right over here. This is where our main base is. And what's going on down this way in the green fields? Well, when we started our playthrough here, we just needed the basics. We wanted our Mark 4 belts, we wanted our Mark 2 miners, and that's what we did in the green fields. So everything that exists there right now is all of our starter things. It's even where our space elevator is sitting. But you know, after 650 hours, I think we're well and truly past our starter base era. Now I need all the goods for the new projects. Time to start clearing, time to start dumping. Got this nice temporary dumpster blueprint where we can throw everything into the awesome sinks. And as for the rest of everything else, we're just wiping it. Which feels a little sad, like we spent so much time working on all this and setting it up. And it has so much history and lore to it. But we're not gonna wipe everything though. We'll probably leave some stuff behind. Like our little workstation that we've built over here. Or even just the shape of our working pad here. Like yeah, we'll get rid of all the machines. I'll leave some parts of it behind so we remember where we came from. Fun fact actually, but the only reason we were able to build a nuclear power plant at the pace and scale that we did was because of temporary built-in-the-dirt systems like this. It's a mess, I know, but my gosh, we needed so many copper sheets. And having this storage here, oof, actual lifesaver. Yeah, no, we'll rebuild a lot of this stuff in our main base, just a lot better, once we have bigger supply lines to actually feed from. For now, we salvage the important stuff, i.e. the immerser spheres, and we'll cut things off. Ooh, and reclaim power shards, let's go. Oh, they each have one, yes. That's pure profit, baby. Oh, and I didn't know this, but they actually added in a remove all button for player crates. Huh, I guess that's convenient if I didn't have this like dumpster blueprint. Ain't no way I'm throwing away my coupons, brother. Wait, what? Power storage draining? Why? Do we have batteries over here? Oh! Why? How? What just happened? Wait a second, this grid's online. How is there a grid here? Oh, this is our main grid. Oh my gosh, no way. Did this actually hold up our entire power grid, this random post in the field here? How is that possible? Where did that go? Just over this way? Oh, that's so funny. That is what's happening here. But can we simply reboot? Oh, we're so back. I can't believe this. Oh man, I know exactly why this is the case. Remember back in the day when we're setting all this stuff up? we brought our main power line way over here, all the way to the edge of the map to connect it up with our turbo fuel power plant. And for whatever reason, I guess I just never actually connected this up to our main base properly. But I'm pretty sure I did, though. At one point, right? Yeah, because we brought some oil pipelines over to the main base because we need to make all of the rubar for our current project. And we can literally see the power tower right here. Did past Kibs like overwrite a save maybe? Oh my gosh, he did. There's a power nub right here, ready to connect. Usually I'm a bit more tough on whole past Kibs, but this is an honest mistake. Usually when I'm streaming and stuff like that, I can sometimes forget to save and sometimes I overwrite things and it's a whole enchilada. But yeah, pretty much I've always had the plan to bring the power cable underneath the pipes just by clipping them into the pipe, making them look a little bit more supported. Oh my god, and look at this. I even already had a beam ready to go here. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Is what it is. Main thing is, problem's fixed now. I'll just have to rework the cable management a bit. But in the meantime, that means back to clearing. But this also means the same for our starter oil setup. It served us very well. Got us started with fuel, a little bit of power. But alas, our systems are now much better. And I have grander plans for this biome as well. Oh gosh, no, I'm gonna die. How did I take no damage? 1 second, am I a god? Can confirm, not a god. Anyway though, starter stuff all gone. And we have a clean slate in the green fields now to start on our next huge project. But still, it's sad to see all of this go. And I don't really want to end the video on a bad note. And you know, there is one project back at our nuclear power plant that I have just been waiting to do. I feel like now is as good a time as any. So management has moved into their offices and they are going to be taking care of the power plant while we are away. All of them have their own customized cubicle. They have their goals on their monitors. They have their favorite item in a little box over there. That's their computers. And a nice little pen so they can hang out and sleep. 'Cause that's all there is. Eat, sleep, and slugs. Right? Right. And if they somehow find something that is not a slug, well, that goes into the bin over there. But if they do find slugs, they get put on the leaderboard. Wow, along with their employee number. And finally, to the employee of the moment board. Or month, depends on whenever I decide actually to check the doggos, you know how it is. I do have one problem though, and that is, although we have numbers for the employees, I haven't figured out all their names yet. We got Greg, we have Jace, Snoot, Mikael, and Jason. Didn't notice the pattern here. It's all the community managers for Satisfactory. Jason is the newest one. Oh, and except for Greg, but you know how it is. I was streaming this, I asked for a name, someone said Greg, it's Greg. Anyway though, we do have a few more employees that don't have names, so if you have suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. But for the foreseeable future, these guys are gonna be running the nuclear power plant while we finish up the pressure conversion cubes. So with that journey ready before us, I'm gonna call it here for now. So if you enjoyed, remember to subscribe for more. And then until next time, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and bye-bye.